today, starting with this game coming up pretty soon. Right now, though, we're about to have the national anthem, so we'll take a listen to that, after which we'll take a break and then come back for the first pitch of today's game between Harrison and Walton Verona. But right now, our Star Spangled Banner.
The pitcher, Sawyer Craycraft. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, would you please stand for the playing of our national anthem?
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Congratulations, you're officially an agent.
Sweet. I get one of those cool agent names, right? Like Viper or Shadow?
Well, Wayne, we're thinking you go by Wayne.
Oh, yeah, Wayne's fine too.
With Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance, there's an agent in every county who's involved in the community, which means you'll know your agent by name. In this case, Wayne.
I got it. What about 006?
Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance. Big on commitment.
Dreaming of the perfect home? Whether you're buying, selling, or just exploring your options, Palmer Hampton Realty is here to guide you every step of the way. Located in the heart of Cynthiana, we know this community like no one else. From charming historic homes to modern dream properties, we'll find the perfect fit for you. Call Trish Jenkins today at 859-588-5590 and let's make your real estate dreams a reality.
From injuries, we ask you to guide them, guide the coaches, guide the officials, and you help this evening that they will learn a lot tonight about fair play, about sportsmanship, about those lessons that will carry them through life. We are so grateful to you. Will you bless this time this evening? Protect them all from injuries. We offer them to you in Jesus' name. Amen. Thank you. My name's Ted Beam, the pastor of First Methodist Church in Cynthiana at the corner of Pike Street and Church Street. I hope you come worship with us this coming Sunday at 11 a.m.
Alrighty, back here at the Hilltop. As we said, this is the second day of action in the Harrison Memorial Hospital Classic. Yesterday, Harrison County beat Franklin County 8-6. And then the nightcap of that doubleheader, Madison Central beat Walton Verona 11-3. Today, after Harrison County's game against Walton Verona, Franklin County will play Walton Verona at around 12:15. Then around 2:45, Madison Central comes to town and will play Franklin. And then we'll finish up the day at 4:45 with the Thoroughbreds taking on the Indians of Madison Central High School. Take a look at the starters, though, for this game for Walton Verona. Leading things off will be their shortstop, William Hurls. He'll be followed by the first baseman, Aiden Kearns. Batting third, the DH, Dustin Willis, who's batting for the pitcher, Cole Dryden. Cleanup batters, the center fielder, Evan Seabold. He'll be followed by the third baseman, Miles Lemkool. Trevor Bowens bats next. He's behind the plate, the catcher position. Kanan Held in the seventh spot, the second baseman. He'll be followed by the right fielder, Tristan Wills. And then rounding out the batting order will be Bronson Corpus, the left fielder. So once again for the Bearcats, Hurls, Kearns, Willis, Seabold, Lemkool, Bowens, Held, Wills, and Corpus. Defensively for Harrison County, Keen Price behind the plate with Jordan Persinger at first and Boston Reynolds at second. Blake Green's at third with with Brian Vaughn at short. And left to right in the outfield, Sean Vaughn, Jay Sean Lewis, and Donovan Walker. Backing up the pitching of Sawyer Craycraft. First pitch swinging and hitting into the center field is Hurls, but there to catch it will be Jay Sean Lewis for out number 1.
Now
Craycraft pitching, I should say, for the first time since he threw that no-hitter against Pendleton County back on Monday. He's making his 5th appearance, his 2nd start. He's pitched 11 2/3 innings, giving up 3 hits and 3 walks while striking out 17. The next pitch is a fly ball into center field. Once again, Lewis is there to make the grab for out number 2. He's finishing up Craycraft's numbers. He's given up a couple of runs, neither of which were earned. Has a record of 2-0 and an ERA of 0.00, and even better, a ratio of 0.54. Dustin Wills, the DH, to the plate now, with 2 outs and nobody on here in the top of the first. Craycraft gets the sign from Price. And the first pitch is going to be at the knees for strike 1. Wind blowing out towards left center field. Might have an effect on a ball in play, as it is gusting at times for sure. The wind and the next pitch is going to be a bouncer to the left side. Backhanded deep in the hole by Brian Vaughn. His throw to first base is in time to get Wills by half a step. So a great play right off the bat by Brian Vaughn, throwing out Willis for out number 3. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left. Let's head now to the bottom of the first with your score. Walton and Verona, nothing, at Harrison County coming to bat. You're listening to Thoroughbred Baseball on WCYN Sports.
At Farm Credit Mid-America, we're here to make rural dreams a reality. Whether it's financing your farm, expanding your agribusiness, or building your country homes, we've been proudly supporting farmers and rural families for over a century. As a customer-owned cooperative, we don't just offer loans and insurance, we invest in your success. Call Michael Furnish at 859-254-2741 or visit fcma.com today. Farm Credit Mid-America, financing rural America's dream.
Kentucky Farm Bureau agents wear a lot of hats. They're coaches, volunteers, church members, neighbors, someone who's there when you need them, especially when you need them most. That may be a lot of hats, but they're all the perfect fit. Kentucky Farm Bureau, big on commitment.
6, your local hometown station and the home of the Preds and Phillies. WCYN, 1400 AM and 101.3 FM.
Alrighty, back here at the Hilltop in the first game of 4 today at the Harris Memorial Hospital Classic. The Bearcats unable to score. Let's see what our guys can do against the Bearcats' defense and pitching. Leading off will be Boston Reynolds, the second baseman. He'll be followed by the third baseman, Blake Green. In the third spot, Brian Vaughn, the shortstop. He'll be followed by the cleanup batter, Jordan Persinger, who's playing over at first. Jay Sean Lewis bats 5th. He's in center field. The right fielder, Donovan Walker, follows Lewis. Batting 7th, the designated hitter will be Cooper Slade, batting for the pitcher, Craycraft. The 8th place batter is the left fielder, Sean Vaughn. And rounding out the batting order today for Harrison County will be their catcher, Keen Price. So once again for the Breds, Reynolds, Green, Brian Vaughn, Jordan Persinger, Lewis, Walker Slade, Sean Vaughn, and Price. Defensively for the Bearcats, Trevor Bowens is behind the plate with Aiden Kearns at first and Kanan Held at second. Miles Limcool's over at third base. William Hurls is the shortstop. Out in left field, Bronson Corpus. In center field is Evan Siebold. The right fielder is Tristan Wills. And as we said, backing up the pitching of Dryden. Cole Dryden making his 5th appearance of the season, making his 3rd start. He's thrown 10 1/3 innings, giving up 4 hits and 3 walks while striking out 9. He's given up just 1 run. It was earned, has a record of 2-1, and he's got a pretty good ERA of 0.68. Boston Reynolds starts things off. Here's a liner past the third baseman and into left field for a base hit. Good piece of hitting that time by Reynolds, and a good way to get things started. So 1 pitch, 1 guy on, and Blake Green coming to the plate. Green playing over at third base today.
Now batting number 14, Blake Green.
At first base, Aiden Kearns holding Reynolds on. Boston on the year, 5 for 5 in the stolen base department. As we said, Green at the plate, he's batting .294, 4 doubles, a homer, and 8 RBIs. Leads the team in runs scored with 28 and in stolen bases with 16 and 19 tries. Next pitch is going to sail a little bit high. This count goes 1-0 on Green. Brett's 19-2 coming in. The Bearcats 11-7. Over at third, Lemkool in on the infield grass. Squaring to bunt is Green, but then brings the bat back as it's going to be low and inside for ball 2. Breads will play again at 4:45 against 14th ranked Medicine Central. From the stretch, the pitcher Dryden's next pitch is going to be taken for ball 3, down to second base, and sliding in there safely will be Reynolds. So Boston now with 6 steals on the year. As the count goes 3-0 on Green. Look for Blake to be taking all the way on this pitch. And with first base open, I doubt that Dryden will give him anything good to hit anyway. Squaring to bunt once again, though, is Green as the pitch is delivered. Going to be on the outside corner for a strike. Green had brought the bat back thinking it was going to be too far outside, but it did catch the outside black. Pretty good crowd on hand for this morning's game. I know it's a little bit early on a Saturday morning. Appreciate those who are here for coming. Here's a bunt by Green. The only play is for Dryden is to first base where he will retire Green. But the sacrifice gets the job done, moving Reynolds over to third base. That will bring Brian Vaughn to the plate. Brian over at shortstop. He's already made one
Now
very
batting
nice
number
defensive
32,
play.
Brian Vaughn.
Brian on the year batting a team high .442. Has 5 doubles, which is tied to the most on the team. Has the most home runs with 4 and RBIs with 20. First pitch to him is going to be taken up high for ball 1. Defensively for Walton Verona, their middle infielders are back, while the corner guys are right even with the bags. Down from third base, Reynolds takes his lead. And the 1-0 to the plate is going to drop right in there for a strike. Evens up the count at 1-1. Bearcats coached by Andrew Sine, who's in his second year at the helm of the Bearcat baseball program. Next pitch is a swatted fair down the right left field line. Coming home to score will be Reynolds. Now head to second base and in there, nope. Walked right into that tag by the second baseman. Kanan held a nice play by the left fielder, Bronson Corpus, to get that ball back into the infield quickly. However, Reynolds does score to put Harrison County up 1-0. Give Brian an RBI on that single.
Number 17, Jordan Persinger.
Up to the plate now is Jordan Persinger, our first baseman, with the bases empty now. First pitch is going to sail high and outside for ball 1. Persinger wears number 17 on the back of his jersey. Now steps back in there. So the next pitch is going to hit him. So Persinger hit by a pitch for the team best 10th time this season. Extends the inning for J. Sean Lewis. Lewis out in center field. See here, Lewis on the season, batting .351, 5 doubles, a couple of triples, 3 homers, and 14 RBIs, along with 25 runs scored, which is second best on the team. First pitch to him is going to be a little bit low for ball 1. We're just getting started, really, here in the bottom of the first inning. Harrison County already has had a run across the plate to go up 1-0. Short lead at first base by Persinger. And the pitch is going to be low and inside for ball 2. Walton Verona in the 8th region, with the likes of Grant County. The wind and the pitch is a fly ball to left field and will drop in there fair. Oh, it's a home run. Oh, I missed that one. 2-run homer for Jay Sean Lewis. That is his 4th of the season. And RBIs 15 and 16 as that ball got up in that jet stream just enough to carry it over the fence. So the Braves now up 3-0. Mark all those down. Homer down the left field line. Now bring Donovan
Now
Walker to the
batting,
plate.
number 22, Donovan Walker.
Walker playing in right field. Batting .340. 3 doubles, a triple, a homer, 17 RBIs. Leads the team in walks with 13. First pitch to him here is on the outside part of the plate for strike 1. Very windy day, much like we had yesterday in the first day of this tournament. Next pitch is tip foul as the count goes to 0-2. Cynthia and Hardee's want you to visit them for breakfast, lunch, or dinner on US 27 South. They've got the best burgers in town. That's at Hardee's in Cynthiana. The wind and the 0-2 pitch is a batted ball into right field for a base hit. Didn't know if it was going to have enough height to get over the first baseman, Aiden Kearns' head, but it was over his glove by a good foot. So the inning continues for Cooper Slade. Slade the DH for the pitcher, Craycraft.
Now batting, number 16, Cooper Slade.
Take a look at Slade's numbers on the year. Batting .217 with a couple of doubles, a triple, and 11 RBIs. He's also scored 10 runs. Here's a snap throw to first, but not in time. Out in left field, Bronson Corpus playing Slade pretty far back. Red's already up 3-0. Next pitch is taken for a strike. 0-1 the count to Slade. Taking a look over, several people from Walton, Verona have come to this morning's game. Next pitch is a pop-up on the left side of the infield. The shortstop hurls, goes into the outfield grass to make the catch for out number 3. But 3 runs come across the plate. 2 of them on Jay Sean Lewis's 4th home run of the year. That was one of 3 base hits. There were no errors, and 1 man was left on base. So as we head to the top of the second-year score, Harrison County 3 and Walton, Verona nothing. You're listening to Thoroughbred Baseball on WCYN Sports.
Dreaming of the perfect home? Whether you're buying, selling, or just exploring your options, Palmer Hampton Realty is here to guide you every step of the way. Located in the heart of Cynthiana, we know this community like no one else. From charming historic homes to modern dream properties, we'll find the perfect fit for you. Call Mary Todd Ashbrook today at 859-588-1520 and let's make your real estate dreams a reality. At Farm Credit Mid-America, we're here to make rural dreams a reality. Whether it's financing your farm, expanding your agribusiness, or building your country homes, we've been proudly supporting farmers and rural families for over a century. As a customer-owned cooperative, we don't just offer loans and insurance, we invest in your success. Call Michael Furnish at 859-254-2741 or visit fcma.com today. Farm Credit Mid-America, financing rural America's dreams.
Starting pitcher for Harrison County, Sawyer Craycraft, has been staked to a 3-run lead as we go to the top of the second, where he'll face the middle third of the order for Walton, Verona. Evan Siebold, Miles Lemkool, and Trevor Bowens. The Phillies also in action as we speak, taking on the Lady Redhounds of Corbin. They'll play a couple of games today. The game against Corbin being played
now
right as we
batting,
speak.
number 12, Evan Siebold.
You can hear all the action of that game for the Phillies on our app, WCYN2. They've got a really good-sized crowd watching their game over there on Shirley Field. Also a crowd of people around the track. They're hosting the Harrison County Invitational Track Meet. First pitch is going to be taken for strike one by Seabold. Seabold on the season, batting .365. Has 5 doubles, which is tied for the most on the team, and 10 on 19. Next pitch is a little pop-up in the infield, calling for it Craycraft, and he doesn't have to move off the mound to make that grab for out number 1. They'll bring Miles Lemcool to the plate.
Now batting number 14, Miles Lemcool.
Lemcool batting .348, a couple of doubles and 10 RB. Tied for the team lead in runs scored was 16. Wind, and the pitch is going to be a pop-up in the infield again. This time it's going to be behind the mound. Calling for it and making the grab as Reynolds is it's only taken 3 pitches to retire the first 2 batters in the inning.
Now batting number 3, Trevor Bowen.
Trevor Bowen is the catcher to the plate now. .304 batting average. He has a double and 8 RBIs. Craycraft gets the sign from Price. Wheels and fires the pitch. It's going to be inside for ball 1. The live YouTube broadcast of this game is proudly brought to you by Kentucky Farm Bureau, Palmer Hampton Realty, and Farm Credit Mid-America. Visit youtube.com/WCYN Sports. The wind and the 1-0 is going to hit him right in the solar plexus. So free pass with 2 outs for Bowen.
Number 2, Kanan Hill.
See if they replace him with a courtesy runner, and it looks like they will. Coming on to run will be Ben Milner. So Ben Milner, a senior, running for Bowen. Says Kanan Held comes to the plate. He's the second baseman. Over at first. Persinger holding Milner on. Reds up 3-0 here in the top of the second inning. Check of the runner, and the pitch to the plate is way outside. And actually called a balk, it looks like. So Milner moves into scoring position down at second base. As we said, the wind blowing out towards left field might have helped the home run by Jay Sean a little bit. Check of the runner by Craycraft. And the pitch is fouled off to the right side. Runs the count even at 1-1. Outfield straight away. And the pitch is a pop-up foul behind the first base dugout. This count goes 1-2. The Reds, after today's doubleheader, will be back in action hopefully on Monday. Some rain is supposed to come in possibly. On Monday, they'll host Mason County. Now, a lot of y'all's schedules, it says the away game that is actually going to be a home game now as Mason County continues to rehab their baseball complex. Here's a shot foul. So a couple of 2-strike foul balls by Held. 2 outs, 1 on. Then on Tuesday, we'll head to Bishop Brossart. Right, so whether we'll play at the old field or the new field. Close to getting finished with that complex. Here's a fly ball into center field. Lewis going back near the fence, makes the grab for out number 3. No runs, no hits, no errors. There was 1 man left on base. As we head now to the bottom of the second, your score, Harrison County 3 and Walton Verona nothing. You're listening to Thoroughbred Baseball on WCYN Sports.
I believe in Kentucky.
I believe in Kentucky.
I believe in small town values.
And mom and dad and the things they handed down.
I believe some of the best people in the world are farmers.
I believe in insurance that protects families, homes, and cars. I believe in always finding a way to do what you love. I am Kentucky.
I am Kentucky.
I am Kentucky.
Dreaming of the perfect home? Whether you're buying, selling, or just exploring your options, Palmer Hampton Realty is here to guide you every step of the way. Located in the heart of Cynthiana, we know this community like no one else. From charming historic homes to modern dream properties, we'll find the perfect fit for you. Call Katie Bowman today at 859-595-4234 and let's make your real estate dreams a reality.
Alrighty, back here at the Hilltop. Harrison County will carry a 3-0 lead into the bottom of the second. Sean Vaughn, Keene Price, and then back to the top, the order of Boston Reynolds. Due up to take on Cole Dryden, who came into this contest with a sub-1 ERA, but gave up 3 runs in the first. Sean playing out in left field. On the ear, find him here. Sean is batting 3. A junior. Little last second meeting on the mound between the pitcher and his first baseman. Next pitch is low and outside as the count goes even at 1-1. Then on Friday, they'll head down to Owensboro for the Class 2A state tournament. Philly softball team, the reigning champions in Class 2A. They'll take on Paducah Tillman at 2 o'clock on Friday. We will not have any of those games that they play down there in Owensboro. Check back at second, and the pitch is a bunt, and it's going to be picked up by Price. He'll throw it to first base and just barely nips the runner, hurls by half a step, but still gets him out. But the sacrifice, both Wills and Corpus up 90 feet. They'll bring Aiden Kearns to the plate. Kearns a fly ball to center his first time up as well. Kearns batting a team high 385. Also tied to the team lead in doubles with 5. Has a couple of triples, 13 RBIs, and 16 runs scored. So the leader in several offensive categories for these Bearcats. Here's a fake throw back to second. Now coming home will be the runner from third, and Price is able to tag him out. So good job that time by Keene for the second out of the inning. So caught stealing goes 2 to 6 and back to 2. Good job by Keene Price on that play. Runner still at second base as Kearns stands back in there, awaiting the first pitch to him. And the delivery is going to be on the inside corner for a strike. Kearns also a member of the Walton Verona basketball team, where this past winter averaged 11 points, which was second best on the team. Wandering away from the second base bag with 2 outs and 1 on is Corpus. And the pitch just misses, just barely misses inside, evening up the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. 1 ball and 1 strike the count to Corpus. Reds still lead 5-0, trying to close out this inning as the next pitch hits the batter. So 2 walks and a hit batsman in the inning. And at least so far, the Bearcats have nothing to show for it as the DH Dustin Willis comes to the plate. He's batting for the pitcher Cole Dryden.
Dustin Wills.
See Dustin Wills on the year batting .303. Couple of doubles, a team leading 3 home runs. He also is tied to the team high in RBIs with 13. Just as soon not let him hit one out of here. First pitch is going to be a little bit high for ball 1. Craig Kraft struggling a little bit here in this inning against the Bearcat offense. Gets the sign from Price. A glance back at second, and the pitch is a bouncer into the glove of Brian Vaughn. He'll flip it to Reynolds, covering at second base. for out number 3. No runs, no hits, no errors. There were 2 men left on base. We're heading now to the bottom of the 3rd. Your score remains Harrison County 5 and Walton Verona nothing. You're listening to Thoroughbred Baseball on WCYN Sports.
Dreaming of the perfect home? Whether you're buying, selling, or just exploring your options, Palmer Hampton Realty is here to guide you every step of the way. Located in the heart of Cynthiana, we know this community like no one else. From charming historic homes to modern dream properties, we'll find the perfect fit for you. Call Doug Hampton today at 859-588-7120 and let's make your real estate dreams a reality. At Farm Credit Mid-America, we're here to make rural dreams a reality. Whether it's financing your farm, expanding your agribusiness, or building your country homes, we've been proudly supporting farmers and rural families for over a century. As a customer-owned cooperative, we don't just offer loans and insurance, we invest in your success. Call Michael Furnish at 859-254-2741 or visit fcma.com today. Farm Credit Mid-America, financing rural America's dreams.
All righty, back here on the hilltop, we're heading to the bottom of the 3rd inning where Harrison County leads by a score of 5-0 here in the Harrison Memorial Hospital Classic. For the Breds here in this 3rd, it'll be Lewis, Walker, and Slade coming up against the pitching of Cole Dryden, who's had a rough start of it. In fact, he committed 3 errors last inning, which led to those 2 runs that Harrison County scored in the 2nd. Lewis, a home run over down the left field line, his first time up. First pitch is down low for ball 1. Lewis stands back in. Over at 3rd base, Lemcool in on the infield grass as the pitch is delivered outside for ball 2. Red center fielder stands back in. And the 2-0 pitch is going to hit him in the leg. So another hit batsman in the game. We've had a whole crop of them. We'll head on down to first base for Lewis. That is the 5th time he's been hit by a pitch this season. I'll bring Donovan Walker to the plate. Donovan singled down the left field line when he came to bat before.
Now batting number 22, Donovan Walker.
Lewis being held on at first base by Kearns. Good size lead by Jay Sean. And the pitch to Walker is going to be outside and low for ball 1. Well, like a good neighbor, Joe Cochran with State Farm Insurance is there. Are you looking for a new quote? Give Joe a call at 859-234-3813. Joe always supports the Breds and the Phillies. Here goes Jay Sean. The pitch is a bunt right back to the mound. Dryden's throw to first base is in time. Now trying to go from first to 3rd is going to be Lewis, and he's in there safely. So a good job by Jay Sean. Just never stopped rounding 2nd and hitting to 3rd. So it's a runner on 3rd and 1 out. Cooper Slade comes to the plate.
Now batting number 16, Cooper Slade.
Slade a pop out to short when he came to bat before. Infield draws in for Walton Verona. Still trailing just 5-0 here in the bottom of the 3rd. First pitch is a bouncer back to the mound, booted by the pitcher, but the runner on 3rd will stay where he's at. The ball hit just a few feet away from Dryden, so he's able to make the easy play at first base, 1-3 for out number 2. Sean Vaughn will come to the plate now. He walked and scored his first time and only time up.
Now batting number 15, Sean Vaughn.
Weather is overcast skies today. First pitch to Sean is going to be inside low for ball 1. Still temperature-wise, very pleasant day to come out and watch baseball. For 1, 2, 3, or even 4 games if you want to stay through the whole thing. Next pitch to Sean is a bouncer to 3rd, gloved by the 3rd baseman Lemcool. His throw across the diamond in time to nip Sean Vaughn for out number 3. no runs, no hits, no errors. One man was left on base. 3 innings are in the books now as we head to the top of the fourth. Your score remains Harrison County 5 and Walton Verona nothing. You're listening to Thoroughbred Baseball on WCYN Sports.
Kentucky Farm Bureau agents wear a lot of hats. They're coaches, volunteers, church members, neighbors, someone who's there when you need them, especially when you need them most. That may be a lot of hats, but they're all the perfect fit. Kentucky Farm Bureau, big on commitment.
Dreaming of the perfect home? Whether you're buying, selling, or just exploring your options, Palmer Hampton Realty is here to guide you every step of the way. Located in the heart of Cynthiana, we know this community like no one else. From charming historic homes to modern dream properties, we'll find the perfect fit for you. Call Ronnie Brown today at 502-542-1984 and let's make your real estate dreams a reality.
Alrighty, back here at the Hilltop. Let's take a look at your numbers through the first 3 innings for Walton Verona. No runs, no hits. They've committed 3 errors and left 3 runners on base. Meanwhile, for the Thoroughbreds, 5 runs on 4 base hits. No errors. They've left 2 aboard. Here in the top of the 4th inning, coming up against Craycraft will be Evan Siebold, Miles Lemkuhl, and Trevor Bowens to try to make up what is right now a 5-run deficit. At El Paracoon, daily lunch specials and the always popular buffet are calling your name. Plan a visit soon to the Harrison Square and enjoy a meal at El Paracoon. Stepping to the plate, Siebold. He popped out to the mound his first time up.
Now batting number 12, Evan Siebold.
So far, Craycraft keeping his pitch count down. So he's only thrown 34 through the first 3 innings. Anytime you can hang around that 11 or 12 pitch per inning count, you're doing pretty good. First pitch is going to be on the outside part of the plate for strike 1. Siebold on the season, batting .365. Has 5 doubles, 10 RBIs, and a team-leading 19 base hits. Next pitch is a line drive over the outstretched glove of Reynolds and into right field for a base hit. It's the first base hit in the last 8 innings that Craycraft has given up.
Now batting number 14, Miles Lemkuhl.
Miles Lemkuhl will come to the plate now. He popped out to second when he came to bat before. Over at first base, Siebold being held on by Persinger. Plate is number 14. The 5th place batter pitches outside for ball 1. Lemkuhl on the season, batting .348. And now Coach Whitaker jogging out to the mound. And not sure what this conversation is about. Words of encouragement. Now Coach will go back to the dugout after that talk that lasted all of 10 seconds. Maybe just telling him to settle down after giving up that base hit. Good sized lead over at first base by Siebold. He has stolen 3 bases this season. Here's a pop-up into center field. Lewis calls everyone off and makes the grab for out number 1. That'll bring Trevor Bowens, the catcher, to the plate. Now stealing second base on a very alert play is Siebold. That's another page out of our playbook. You gotta be paying attention the whole time the ball is in play. All the time, everywhere, knowing what else is going on someplace else, because you might get involved. Bowens was hit by a pitch his first time up. 3rd inning in a row in which Walton Verona has gotten a runner into scoring position. They failed to score the previous 2 times. First pitch is a chopper to the left side. Green has it. Double pumps, fires to first in time to retire Bowens for out number 2. On the play, Siebold moves over to third base.
Now batting number 2, Kanan Hill.
Kanan Hill to the plate now. He had a fly ball out to center field his first time up. Potentially the first run of the game for the Bearcats, just 90 feet away. This is the first inning in which they've gotten a runner as far as third. First pitch is cued off the end of the bat, foul for strike one. UK baseball team last night dropping a 8-2 decision against Tennessee, the number 2 team in the country. Drops their record on the year to 20-15, but more troubling 6-10 in the conference. So the pitch is up high for ball one. The Batcats and the Vols will play again tonight at 6 o'clock in the second game of that 3-game series. Check of the runner by Craig Kraft, and the pitch is going to drop in there for a strike. This count goes to 1-2. 2 outs, 1 on. Top of the fourth, Breads lead 5-0. 3 in the first and 2 in the second. Wind still gusting out towards more left center field now. So the next pitch is swatted foul down the left side. The count remains 1-2. Held, who wears the number 2 on the back of his jersey, steps back into the batter's box, trying to keep this at-bat alive. Until he can find one he can send somewhere. Next pitch is a bouncer foul to the left side again. So the count remains 1-2. .50, not an insurmountable deficit for the Bearcats. But they got to start chipping away a little bit faster now that we're in the 4th inning. Next pitch is just outside. Evens up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes on Held. Held overall batting .262, has a double and 5 RBIs on the year. Taking his lead from third base is Seabold. And has a base hit back up the middle, and the Bearcats are on the scoreboard. RBI single by Kanan Held. After fouling off 2 two-strike pitches, makes the score 5-1. Harrison County still in the lead, but by less so now.
Batting number 13, Tristan Wills.
In fact, that is the first earned run that Sawyer Craycraft has given up this season. Over at first base, Persinger holding Held on. First pitch is in the dirt, and that one jumped up and bit Keen Price in the inside of the leg. Oh. And he is down for the count. That ball came up in that area where you don't have any padding on the inside of the leg. Now our trainer will go out there and check him out. It's down to second base goes the runner Held. And Keene is a tough hombre, and for him to be reacting like this, he must really be hurting. Still laying on his stomach. After he went down, that's where he's been, and I think Keene will be okay. It's just that the ball hit him in exactly the wrong place. He got hit by a foul ball yesterday that sent him to the ground, but this one's even more serious. Now Coach Harris going out there to check him out as well. Now Keene is ready to start trying to get back up again. He's on all fours now anyway, or his hands and knees rather. Still trying to collect himself. And now he's able to sit back on his haunches and stand up, although standing is a troublesome area as he has still been over double. Now he's back, and yeah, good idea to go ahead and let him rest a little while. See if he can get himself back together as B.J. Napier will come in to catch. So always good to see if an injury is like that, that whoever the injured player is gets a chance to walk off on his own. So they'll check him out even more. As Napier taking some throws from Craycraft to get himself warmed up. Runner on second base, 2 outs. A run already in the inning here in the top of the 4th for Walton Verona. That's made the score 5-1. Tristan Wills at the plate. Down at second base, Held takes his lead. 1-0 the count on the batter. And the pitch is going to sail high. This count goes to 2 balls and no strikes. Craycraft looks into Napier for the sign. Now glances back to second at the runner. And the pitch is going to be tapped foul as the count goes to 2-1. Girls, you ready? Do you have a big group to feed?
Yes!
Snappy Tomato Beast Pizza is great for birthdays and parties. Just dial 235-7627. That's 235.
Snap!
Very good. Even for 10 minutes till 11 in the morning. Next pitch is outside as the count goes to 3-1. Craycraft toes the rubber as he looks in to get the sign. Down at second base, Held takes his lead, and the pitch is swung on and missed for strike 2. That'll up the count at 3 balls and 2 strikes. As the sun keeps on trying to poke its head out from beyond the overcast clouds. Next pitch is taken for strike 3, and that'll be the inning. But Walton Verona scores a run in the frame on the strength of a couple of base hits. There were no errors and 1 left. So we head to the bottom of the 4th. Your score, Harrison County 5 and Walton Verona 1. You're listening to Thoroughbred Baseball on WCYN Sports.
Congratulations. You're officially an agent.
Sweet. I get one of those cool agent names, right? Like Viper or Shadow?
Well, Wayne, we're thinking you go by Wayne?
Oh, yeah. Wayne's fine, too.
With Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance, there's an agent in every county who's involved in the community, which means you'll know your agent by name. In this case, Wayne.
I got it. What about 006?
Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance. Big on commitment.
Dreaming of the perfect home? Whether you're buying, selling, or just exploring your options, Palmer Hampton Realty is here to guide you every step of the way. Located in the heart of Cynthiana, we know this community like no one else. From charming historic homes to modern dream properties, we'll find the perfect fit for you. Call Trish Jenkins today at 859-588-5590 and let your real estate dreams a reality.
Up on Walton Verona 5-1 here in game number 1 of Royal Hospital Classic. Later on, Franklin County will come to town and take on these same Bearcats of Walton Verona. That'll be followed at around 2:45. With 14th ranked Medicine Central coming to town to take on Franklin County. Then the day will finish up at 4:45. With the Thoroughbreds playing Madison Central. B.J. Napier will be batting for Price to lead things off here in the bottom of the 4th. Price injured on a pitched ball in the last half inning. Pencil Napier in here. Pencil Napier in here in the 4th.
B.J. Napier.
You can look at Napier's numbers after this first delivery to him. Back on the mound for his 4th inning of work will be Cole Dryden. He started things off. First pitch down low for ball 1. Napier on the season, 1 for 8. That's a 125 batting average. Does have 3 RBIs in his role as the backup catcher. Next pitch is taken on the outside part of the plate, evening things up at 1-1. Napier stands in as the next pitch is delivered. I'm going to say it's low for ball 2. Working quickly is Dryden as the 2-1 is delivered inside and high. 3-1 now the count to the leadoff batter for the Braves here in the bottom of the fourth. Gave up in the top half of this inning. Dryden's next pitch is a fly ball down the left field line, and near the fair line is going to be the left fielder Corpus, who will bring it in for out number 1. Territory here, and when you're running fast and coming close to that fence, a lot of players have tended to slow down and let the ball drop. It's just kept on going and made the nice grab for the first out. They'll bring Reynolds to the plate. Stands in there. He's 1 for 1. He also reached base on an error and has scored a couple of runs as the first pitch is taken for strike 1. Boston continues to rise after a slow start to the season. So the next pitch is delivered inside for ball 1. Reynolds spent a lot of time on the interstate, but now well over a 200 batting average. The wind and the next pitch from Dryden is a bouncing ball to the left side. Shortstop Hurls has it, double pumps, fires to first base to retire Reynolds for out number 2. They'll bring Blake Green back to the plate. Blake has had a couple of sacrifices in this game. One, a suicide squeeze bunt that allowed Reynolds to score
14,
back in the second.
Blake Green.
So Blake now, for the first time in the ball game, will bat with nobody on base. Wind and the pitch is going to be outside and low for ball 1. 2 outs, nobody on from the Braves here in the bottom of the fourth. They do lead 5-1. Number 14 wheels the bat around, and the pitch is going to be inside for ball 2. At El Paracutan Daily Lunch Specials and the always popular buffet are calling your name. Plan a visit soon to the Harrison Square and enjoy a meal at El Paracutan. Squaring to bunt is Green, and this bunt is to the third base side. Hopping off the mound, Dryden. His throw to first base will not be in time. So an infield bunt single by Green keeps the inning alive for the Thoroughbreds. I'll bring Brian Vaughn back to the plate. Vaughn, an RBI base hit in the first. He's also had a fly ball out to center field.
Vaughn.
Over at first base, Green will be held on by Kearns. Over at third, Lemke in on the infield grass. And brings the bat back as the pitch is well outside and low, and on the steal of second base goes Green. For Green, his team leading 17th stolen base in 20 tries. Count goes 1-0 on Brian Vaughn. Next pitch is a bouncing ball to the left side, backhanded by Hurls, the shortstop. He'll throw on the first base to retire Brian Vaughn to end the inning. No runs. There was one base hit. No errors, one left. We're heading now to the top of the fifth with your score. Harrison County 5 and Walton Verona 1. You're listening to Thoroughbred Baseball on WCYN Sports.
At Farm Credit Mid-America, we're here to make rural dreams a reality. Whether it's financing your farm, expanding your agribusiness, or building your country homes, we've been proudly supporting farmers and rural families for over a century. As a customer-owned cooperative, we don't just offer loans and insurance, we invest in your success. Call Michael Furnish at 859-254-2741 or visit FCMA.com today. Farm Credit Mid-America, financing rural America's dreams.
Kentucky Farm Bureau agents wear a lot of hats. They're coaches, volunteers, church members, neighbors, someone who's there when you need them, especially when you need them most. That may be a lot of hats, but they're all the perfect fit. Kentucky Farm Bureau, big on commitment.
Breads and Phillies, WCYN, 1400 AM and 101.3 FM.
Alrighty, back here at the Hilltop. Harrison County up 5-1. Your numbers through the first 4 show Walton, Verona a run on 2 hits. They've committed 3 errors and left 4 runners stranded. Meanwhile, for the Thoroughbreds, 5 runs, 5 hits, no errors. The Breds have left 3 runners stranded. It'll be Bronson Corpus, the 9th place hitter, and back to the top of the Walton Verona batting order, Hurls and Kearns. Against the pitching of Sawyer Craycraft, who's given up just 1 run on 2 hits through his first 4 innings of work. Both of those hits coming last inning. Corpus will walk his first time up. First pitch to him here is going to be down low for ball 1. First to walk for the Bearcats today, the 8th and 9th batters, which you don't like to see. Next pitch is a bouncing ball, gloved by the third baseman Green. Short hops Persinger at first, but Jordan able to scoop it out of the dirt for out number 1. Back to the top of the order now, and William Pearl.
Will Pearls.
Pearls has had a fly ball out to center field. He's also laid down a sacrifice bunt. So 0 for 1 officially. Now bats with the bases clear. He's only thrown 54 pitches so far. Here's a ground ball to the left side. Brian Vaughn has it. Throws to first. And just like that, there are 2 outs in the inning for Aiden Kearns.
Now batting number 10, Aiden Kearns.
Kearns a fly ball out